In this next story from the New York Post, insane California Democrats in the California State Senate move to consider reparations for slavery. What? Sacramento, California lawmakers are setting up a task force. Did I say State Senate? Yeah. Yeah, I said the right thing. California lawmakers are setting up a task force to study and make recommendations for reparations to African Americans. No, to Wafrican Americans, the one that cry rivers full of lip tears from their snowflake eyes about how oppressed they are because they riot and loot and they gangbang and they do home invasions and they sell narcotics and then nobody wants to hire them. And so this is like racism. Racism. Obviously, these people have never actually experienced racism before. Just because people don't want to associate with you because you look like a gangbanger does not mean that they are racist. No, it means that they are too professional to be associating with low-life thugs. Duh. It's not racism, it's called reality. The Senate supported creating a 9-member commission on a bipartisan 33-3 vote. Woo! Damn! Only a public sector employee union in California would elect politicians this horrible. They vote on Saturday. The measure returns to the Assembly for a final vote before lawmakers adjourn for the 1 year on Monday through Assembly members overwhelmingly already approve an early version of the bill. Quote, let's be clear, chattel slavery is both in California and across the nation birthed the legacy of racial harm and inequality, and the impact continues back in black life in California. And quote, the Democratic Senator Holly Mitchell of Los Angeles said, and that is just a load of absolute horseshit nonsense. Horseshit nonsense. Horseshit nonsense. African immigrants to the United States are the highest paid group of immigrants in the entire country. They showed up here poor. Remember, they were broke. That's why they immigrated here, right? Well, not all of them, of course. Some of them were very wealthy. But many of them who immigrated here came to live the American dream. They were not privileged. And then they came and they got the American dream because they worked hard. They tried hard in school. They didn't have a bad attitude. But these African Americans who cry rivers full of tears from their snowflake eyes, they say they're oppressed because they had a bad attitude towards the teachers in school. They didn't do their homework. They were hanging out with their friends, partying, doing drugs, having sex, and gangbanging. And that's why they didn't get ahead in life, and this is the racist white man's fault as to why they weren't programming computers and hanging out with the nerds. And they just want to cry rivers full of lip tears so that you'll give them a Kleenex because you're not allowed to say la or los. The white feminists said it's sexist, so they canceled Spanish, and so now everything is X. So you got to have Latinx. And if you don't call them a Latinx, they're gonna demand that they get Kleenex on the food stamps because Uncle Sam entitled them to get Whamburgers with the side of fries and wine on their food stamps. And if you don't give it to them, you're racist. And if you don't hire them, they're going to come back with your friends and burn your building down. And it's racism as to why you're not going to hire them. Obviously, these people are fruitcake. You got to get people in California, you got to get rid of these Democrats, dude. I'm in Oregon and the next state over. Like your homeless transients flood up into the streets over here. They're banging dope, cartel dope they're getting from the illegal immigrants, mostly from Mexico. And they're taking shits on our streets and leaving heroin needles everywhere. So you're exporting your California shithole cities up here to Oregon, turning our badass city here in Eugene that's lovely into a Democrat-run shithole? Maybe they should have focus group tested their policies with people who were a little bit more critical instead of trying to just tell them whatever they want to hear to get them to like the post, watch the ad, buy the product, and vote for them.